next drum we have here is a 14 by 6.5 Sensitone brass from Pearl. Awesome snare drum. We've upgraded this one to die-cast hoops. This particular drum was a stage played, part of the stage played package we did with Barry Kerch with Shinedown. We did a deal where you could buy the snare drum and we would use it during a show. You got to do a meet and greet with Barry. Then after the concert was done, I'd pull the snare off the kit, put it in a case. We have a nice SKB case that would come with it. And you'd get the drum autographed after the show. So this was like the last one that we ended up not selling, and Barry gave it to me. The way I set Barry's drums up on that tour, we were using a hybrid, Evans hybrid on the top, die-cast hoops top and bottom. The drum comes stock with triple flange hoops, so 30 strand pure sound wires on the bottom. We were using a Hazy Evans 300 snare side head. And this drum, I don't even think I've maybe played this drum once or twice. It's a really nice snare drum. I really love the tube lugs. They look really cool. You see we added Barry's signature down here in chrome to the drum. But for what I'm about to go do, I need to change these drum heads out. As much as I do like these heads, I'm getting ready to take this drum into a studio session, and that's not going to work. And I'm not a big fan of this. I hate this cable, especially on wood drums. I've seen several times where the cable will actually cut through the bearing edge and leave little grooves there. And what happens over time is those grooves get deeper. You put a brand new head on, and when you tighten down the wires, those cables will cut into the groove and essentially slice your drum head. And within a handful of shows, you will pop a bottom drum head super quickly. What I actually prefer to use is going to be this right here. You've seen it on some of my other snare drums, but I'm a really big fan of this nylon, or it's a poly blend, but it's a 5/8 inch wide or a 16 millimeter wide ribbon. They make it in just about every single color under the sun. This stuff works fantastic for snare wires. You'll see a lot of snare manufacturers or custom shops will use black or whatever. I've done it to match the drums. I've done red, green, black, blue, all sorts of different colors, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this on here after I change out the bottom head and change out the top head. So, and while I'm in there, we're going to go ahead and clean this thing up because it is absolutely filthy. So, let's get to work, shall we? Drum key that I'm using is a Evans magnetic drum key. It's probably my favorite drum key on the planet. This is one of the only drum keys I don't think I've ever stripped out. I think I've broken just about every single drum manufacturer drum key except for this guy. I actually went and started customizing my drum keys just because I thought it'd be fun just to make them stand out, and I don't really think that I need to go out and design an entire new drum key that's more ergonomic or whatever. So I just took one of the best out there already and just made it look cool. I had my logo laser etched in the drum key right there, and we did a Cerakote finish on it. We did a kind of an antique thing with the two-tone, the red and the blue. But yeah, favorite drum key. But this guy right here from Cruise Tool, perfect for doing this. Let's have a look at this side now. Bring this guy back. Wow, I hate that stuff. I'm going to leave this bottom head on. There's nothing wrong with this bottom head, even though it's going to be a Remo guy. This head's never been used, so it's got plenty of life on it. But next, we're going to go ahead and get this thing dusted off because it is filthy dirty. Let's see, where is it? There we go. These tube lugs are pretty cool on this snare drum. They are not one solid piece. It is actually an outer and an inner piece. And it's tough to see, but right here on the curve, there is a seam that comes all the way down here. Can't remember exactly how they come apart, but they do open up and separate into two pieces. So if you ever strip out one of these inserts, they do come apart. You pull them off the shell, and if they don't come apart right away, I think there's an Allen key potentially on the inside of the tension or of the lug casing that separates them. I've only had to do it maybe once or twice. Really great snare drum. It's one of my favorite snares I've had an opportunity to work with. Now I like to cut them at a diagonal. Makes it just a little bit easier when you're forcing it through. Here, I'm trying to get through this piece. Real quick, on the edges. Keep it from frying. Okay. Now, I'll start on the butt side. Evans UV1 Snare head, single ply with a special coating on it for what we're going to do in the studio. I don't know if it's just going to be tough enough, but it'll give us a nice look at what the drum's going to sound like in the studio under some mics, good open tone, and from there we can make some decisions if we're going to stick with that snare, or if we need to try some new heads on it, or Music Nomad drum detail. Been using this stuff for years. I can't thank those guys enough for all the support over the years. Fantastic company, incredible products. I love their cymbal cleaner, especially for brilliant cymbals. If you have a brilliant finished cymbal, their cleaner is one of the best out there. But this drum stuff works great. Shells, metal drums, wood drums, hardware, cymbal stands, all that good stuff, man. It's wonderful, wonderful cleaner. It smells nice, which is always good. There's nothing worse than using a cleaner that smells like a toxic spill. You know, wear respirators and stuff with, so this stuff is wonderful. Nice and easy. Let's go. Da-da-da. Cool. Put this back down here. Line this drum head up. All right. Chechen rods back in. Let this thing settle in for the night and get comfortable, but there it is. Pearl Sensitone brass snare drum. New Evans UV1 up on the top. Did some ribbons on the snare wires using Pure Sounds, and then an Evans 300 on the bottom.